Hello. Can we start? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Can we start?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So, first question. Something is not right for your first question. What is not right here? Can you make a guess? Hmm? Okay. So, if this is 100, 110, this is 110. Why?
Opposite angles.
Very good. Not opposite angle. It's
Opposite sides are the same.
opposite angles for parallelogram. Okay. So this one is correct. Then if this is 20, what is this? How can it be 60? If this is 20, how can this be 60?
Oh, that's 10. Wait, is it? Wait.
10?
20.
Yes, it's supposed to be 20 here. Right?
Yeah.
And of course, then this is 70, correct. And this is 50. This is also correct. Okay? This is correct. Then if this is 20, how can this be 120? Hello, are you paying attention?
180 minus 20.
Yes.
160.
Yes.
160.
160. 160, yes, this is 160. Okay. Then if this is 160, this is a isosceles. So how much is this?
10.
10?
10.
Why 10?
Cos divide by 2.
Okay. So you make a mistake here. Therefore, the mistake, one mistake actually it flows down to the next questions. So it flows down to all the questions. Let me raise the volume a little bit for you. All right, can you speak up a bit?
Okay.
All right, okay, that's nice. Okay, so this is very important. You have to double check every angle. If not, one mistake can easily flow down to the rest of the questions. All right?
Yeah.
Okay, so tomorrow when you do this question or this type of question, double check all the angles one more time. All right?
Okay.
Double check. Because one mistake can actually flow down to the next mistake, and you don't want that to happen. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, this container, the surface of this open top. How do you find the surface? What's the strategy?
Mark out bottom.
So basically, you need to have a top. Okay, let me see first. So you have left and right. Okay, by the way, just want to get things right from today onwards. Because I see your symbol looks like a times. So most likely, maybe my symbol also looks like a times. Okay, so over here, right? Over here, this symbol, when I write left and right, this is an N, and right, not times. Not times. Okay, not times, N. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so you have left and right. Okay, by the way, over here it says what? This is an open top. So what it means?
Don't have a top.
Yes.
Don't have like.
Yes. So you don't do the top. Okay. So you just do the left, right, and then front and the back. And there is no top, right? And just bottom. So left, right, which is the left? This one is the left, right? All right, this is the left, right?
Yeah.
So if this is the left, this is 5 cm, what is this? 3, right?
3.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So 30. Okay. By the way, you need to have a, where's your unit?
cm square.
Front and back. This is the front, then the one is the back. Then the top is also 8, then it's also 3. Where got? Where got? Oh, this is 5, not 3. Okay, so just one of them. Okay, good. So total surface done. Then next, find the volume of this open top. The volume will be, what's the formula for volume?
Length times
Length times.
breadth times height.
Correct. So it's just 5 times 8 times 3. The answer should be 120 cm cube. Did you get this correct?
Uh,
Let me double check.
yeah, but I forgot to write unit.
Okay, so you need to have, okay, what is the unit for area?
cm square.
Yes, cm square for area. Sorry, And for volume is cm
Cube.
Yes. Okay. This one. Find the area of the square. 28 times 28. Then find the area of the circle. Yes. Pi r square. Then the unshaded. How do you find unshaded? Minus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this question, right? This question is similar to which question? Can you remember the pipe?
Yeah.
So okay, so I just want to show you they are similar in what sense. Let me launch PowerPoint. Can you see PowerPoint?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. So yesterday we talked about there is a question on pipe, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You see?
Yeah.
So yesterday for this pipe, so how do you do it? Use the big one minus the small one, right?
Yeah.
You will get the shaded area, right? So
Yeah.
in fact, we have also done one for a square. Can you recall?
Yeah.
The other day, Saturday, right?
Yeah, should be Saturday around there.
Okay. So today what we have today is just a square, and then inside the square we have a
Circle.
Yes. So the strategy is the same. Use the big one minus the small one to find a shaded or unshaded. Okay. Make sense?
Yeah.
So what if? Let me change the question a bit. What if you get this question now? How do you do this question? Hold on. What if you get this question? You are asked to find this one, just this one only. Just put them and then bring to the next slide. And how do you do this question? How do you do this question? The blue region. What is your strategy for this blue region? First thing, what do you see? So just now it's 28. So this is the radius is 14. So what do you see in this thing? What do you see?
A square.
Yeah. So basically you see a square. Can you see this square?
Yeah.
So inside the square you see a
Quarter.
yes, a quarter. That's called not a quarter, it's called a quadrant. So basically you see a square, okay? And then you see a quadrant. Which one is bigger one in this case?
The square.
Square is bigger, right? So use the big minus the small. So use a square, which is 14 times 14. How do you find the quadrant? Area of a quadrant.
Pi. Quarter
1/4
times pi.
Square.
Yeah.
This case is 14, right?
Yeah.
Okay, can you help me out? So can you help me out to find the blue region by doing this one?
I thought radius. 14 is the radius or the
Yeah,
area.
is this the radius? Is this the radius? Can I ask you?
Yeah.
So what's the answer?
153.909.
How many significant figures?
3 significant figures is 154.
Okay. What's the unit?
Cm square.
Square. Okay. Area is square. Okay. So that's how you find the blue region. Always take the bigger or the big minus the small. Okay. Next.
Okay.
Okay. What if they ask you to find the parameter instead? Instead of the area, now they ask you for the parameter. How do you find parameter? So when you do parameter, what you do? You use a highlighter. But okay, of course you are not allowed to use a highlighter during your exam, but you can somehow use the highlighter to help you out. So basically you trace it. So you need to find this part first, right? Can you see? Can you see? You need to find the yellow part first, right? And then after that, you still have to find the blue one, and you need to find the green one. So this entire thing, can you see this entire thing is the parameter of this blue region?
Yeah.
So basically you need to find the blue one first. What's the blue one then? Here. What's the length of the blue one?
14.
Yes. And what's the length of the green one?
14.
Yes. How do you find the yellow one?
2 pi r.
2 by r. Why you use 2 by r in this case?
Because it's parameter.
Very good. And
parameter.
then what else?
Put the quarter.
Yeah, put a quarter in front because this is asking for quadrant. So can you find out and then add them up? Then you will get the parameter of this figure. to whole number, round to whole number.
Oh, okay. $52.
52 for the what? For this one or 52?
No, so the total.
Okay, I want to have this one first. What's this one first?
10.
Whole number is 10. Okay, good. Then whole number is 10. I mean this 1/4 times 2 pi r is 10. Okay. Am I right? 是吗? Do it one by one. Give me this first.
Nearest whole number.
Yeah.
22, 22, 20.
Okay, this is 20. This one is 22, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Then you add them up. How do you add up? You pick the blue one, you pick the green one, and then you pick the yellow one. So 14 plus 14 plus 22. So what's the answer?
50, 50.
Okay, so it's 50. cm square or cm?
cm.
Why?
Because it's one parameter.
Correct. So that's how you do for this blue region. All right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So basically that's how you do your, yeah. Can you see? If you are asked to find the parameter of this, is if you start from here, you trace it, right? You go to the right, you go to the right, and then you come down, and after that go up again. So that's why you need to find this one, which is 14, and you find this one 14, and then you find this, which is 22. Okay, that's how you find the parameter of this shape. Understand or not?
Yeah.
Good. Next. Estimate using one significant figure. Yes. So this is the right way to do it. Yes. Okay. So draw a line so that it's very clear cut. But I think there is a problem with this one. You want to double check this one? You have 0. So basically you have 0.0983. So how you change it? So let's say if you have, okay, next time what you are going to do is, so let's say you have 0.0983, right? So you put a line here.
Yeah.
Ask yourself, add 1 or add 0? Plus 1 or plus 0?
Plus 1.
Plus 1, okay? So you need to show the step so that you won't make mistakes. So you plus 1 here. Plus 1 to this. So basically you plus 1 to the here. So you just use your calculator. What do you get for this? What do you get for this if you plus 1?
10.
No. Use your calculator. Don't answer me with your brain. Use your calculator.
1.09.
Huh? I asked you to add this, right? Hold on. Are you going to add 1 or you are going to add 1 to the 0.09? Which one you're talking about? Are you going to add 0.09 plus 1 or you take 0.09 plus 1 just to this one?
The 9.
The 9, right? So if you add to the 9, what you're going to get? You get 10, right?
Yeah.
So you get 10 here, right? So if you get 10, can you see that your decimal point is here? Then your 0 is here. That's why your this should be 0.1. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Mm.
Then how come you get 0.001?
Because I add the 0.09.
You're not answering my question. So if I give you this question, let's say I give you this 4.098. If I ask you to go for 3 significant figures, so you have 1, 2, 3. So basically you do it here, right? And then what you're going to do, you're going to plus 1 to the just to the 9 here. The plus 1 just to the 9 here. Okay? Not to the 4, it's to the 9. So once you to the 9, right, you will see that you have 1, 0 here, right?
Yeah.
So can you see once you have a 1, 0 decimal point is here, you bring down the decimal point, you have a 4 here, they are not affected. So in fact, your answer should be 4.10. Does it make sense? In this case, for this question. So therefore, you add 1 already, you get 1, 0 here. Decimal point is here. 0 is here, just bring it down. So therefore you get 0.1. 可以吗?
Okay.
Next. So this dollars to nearest 100. Yes. So you ask yourself, add 0. Very good. This one, nearest 1,000. Add 1 to this point only. To the 8 only. Okay. So you add 1, you will see that 8 plus 1 is 9. The 2 is in front, which is not affected. The rest is filled up with 0. Okay. Very good. Sorry. Next question. Okay, this one you need to show your step very, very clearly. I don't want you to use your calculator, okay? Because tomorrow, your paper 1, you're not going to use calculator, right?
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, when your holiday start?
I'm not sure yet.
But after, okay, when will your exam end?
Thursday. Friday, no school. Then Monday, go back to school for exam feedback.
30, that means the end of this month.
Yeah, around there.
Okay, so end of this month, which is then after that is November. So November to December. So basically you have 2 months holiday. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That should be long.
Okay, good. Never mind. So okay, let's look at this. Yes, you need to do double conversion here. The reason is this, you need to convert to meter first. This is meter, then this is cm. Then after that, you divide by so how many 0? 5 0. 100. So you divide by 100, you divide by 100 is 5330. Yeah, good. Good. Okay. Next, this is also double conversion. Remember, it's double conversion. Then this is good. This is good. Okay, good. Next. So when you're not allowed to use calculator, so can you? That means you are not even allowed to bring the calculator to the exam hall or something like that.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have the calculator.
Okay, got it. Okay, over here. Do you know how to read this thing?
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't understand.
That means you don't know how to read this thing.
I don't understand much the question.
No, I already tell you, right? So student 9, so basically, okay, this is student, right? So you have student 1, student 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So basically you have 10 students. Okay?
Yeah.
Then for student 9, what's the score? 5. Okay? So do you understand the rest? No, you don't care about the table below first. You need to find out student 1 score how much, student 2 score how much, then student 3 score how much. So you need to list down all the score. So I'm expecting you to list down 10 score. Can you do it? Are you using your laptop or your school laptop?
Chromebook.
Chromebook.
Yeah.
Then you say you cannot use Zoom.
Yeah, but it works now. It works again.
Then should I stop sharing and then you try to write all the score for each here? Okay, share from your side. Go. Share from your side and then you do it on the spot. You know how to share, right? Yeah, good. Your naming convention is wrong again, huh? What for the?
No, this one is the one that I named. This one is because I just downloaded it.
Anyway, your naming convention is not 4211. It's not 4. It's not 51. Okay. Can you zoom out and then your camera? Good. Yeah, good. Good enough. Then turn on your camera, please, for Zoom. Yeah, nice. Okay. Okay, good. Then back to your work. Yes. So you need to write down the score for student 1 on top of, you need to write down the score for each student on top. Then write the one for student 9 as well. Even though it's given, just write there for student 9. So you will not miss out. Okay, so with all the scores, so can you now put all these scores into a table now? Do you know how to fill up the table? Do you know what's the meaning of frequency?
Oh, okay, I know what to do.
So how many students score 1? Yes. Can you choose a different color, like a darker one? Green is okay, but a dark green. Or choose a dark green. Yes, please. Yes, nice. Good. Yeah, go ahead. So with the table done, then can you do the average score? Also, you have done for the average score also?
I did the average score.
I think your answer is wrong because, okay, what's the formula for average? I think you need to redo this question. How do you do average?
Average score equals.
Yeah, total score divided by number of, yes, student. Yeah, now you're correct. 10 over 30 is wrong. Is it 30?
Let me just.
No, you're not supposed to use the table.
I'm not using the table.
Okay, you're not supposed to use the table.
I'm looking at the graph.
Yes.
Yeah, 30.
Yeah, good. So the answer is 3. So can you redo the entire question? Because your first answer is wrong. So the first mistake will actually flow down to the, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will let you finish. I give you like 2 minutes to finish this. I mean, like correct it on the spot. Is it 7 score more than 2? You want to double check? You want to double count? Because I don't trust your previous answer. You better. So when you make a mistake, right? So you don't follow the mistake previously. Do it again. Okay? Count it again. Okay? More than 2. Is it 2 students score more than 2? Can you count it again? You just count it again, okay? Don't trust your previous answers. Never trust your previous answers. They are wrong. That's why they are wrong. Okay, if it's 7, then it's 7. But you need to double check. You need to count again. Okay, for the percentage change, can you write down the formula first? Instead of the numbers, you need to write down the formula, then you use the formula to do the questions. Okay, I think if you type this into your calculator, right? Can you type this into your calculator? I think you should end up with a negative in front. You should.
Yeah, there is a negative in front.
So you are supposed to write the answer as minus 25%. For here, you need to write minus 25%. But when you write the answer on the answer key, right? Depends what they ask. Okay? You understand me or not?
Yeah.
Okay? So but when you write here, if the calculator gives you negative, you need to write down negative. Okay? But when it comes to the answer, then probably you want to write down 25%. You understand or not?
Yeah.
Okay? What did I say?
You say if like the calculator gives you like negative side, then you must write it down and work in there. Then if it's at like the answer, you need to like, you don't need to write the negative sign.
Okay. Yeah.
Just write the answer.
Yeah. Right below. Is it 5 minus 3? Okay. Yeah. Good. Okay. Next question. Just go to the next question. Yeah. Zoom out a bit. So this question is similar to the question you got tested on Saturday. So do you know what to do with this question? Okay. Looks good. Okay. Looks good. Can you zoom in a little bit on the last part, cost of the chocolate cake? Yeah, this part. Yes, yes, please. Okay, stop there, please. Can I ask you, this one is 30 what? This is 30 kg, right? I'm confused. This 0.03 times 1,000, this is 30 gram or 30 kilogram? Okay, stop. Can you go back to the question above? Hello? Okay, water use. What is the water use? I cannot read. Are you paying attention?
Yeah.
What is the amount of water used? I cannot see the answer. Where is it? 哪里? So this is in gram or kilogram?
Oh.
I think you make a mistake. I think the factor is wrong. You probably want to.
Yeah, I put wrong. Okay.
So if you're wrong, so that means the one mistake just flow down to the next mistake. So you have to
600.
How come it's 600? Why not 500?
It's not 500.
Oh, okay. By the way, it's not divide by 500 over 3, it's times. Okay, just redo this. I give you like a few minutes to redo the questions. And then you need to redo everything. Everything is wrong because of the factors wrong. What are you doing? 1,000 times 1,000, what are you doing?
It's in grams.
Which one is in gram? Can I take a look at your water? What's the answer for water use?
1,000. 1600.
What's the unit? How come you never give?
Gram.
Wait. You never even write down the answer. Basically, you just write everything there. You expect the marker to pick answer, or you need to give. What's the amount of water used? You need to answer the question. So the amount of water used is
1600.
what's the unit? Okay, the next question. Where's the unit? Okay, so if it's given in gram, do you have to do anything else?
Yeah, I need because the cost of flour is $1.8 per 1 kg.
1 kg is what? You're not paying attention. 1 kg is what?
1,000.
No, you don't. You just show me what is 1 kg. I don't want to look at this. You just show me in the question what is 1 kg.
Kg is 1,000.
So if the question has 1,000 gram, the question has 1 kilogram, which one you want to use? You want to use gram or you want to use kg? The question gives you kg and the question also gives you gram. Which one you are using? Which one you want to use? Decide.
Gram.
Gram. Okay, change the 1 kilogram. Just write on top of 1 kilogram. No need to do it. Just write on top of the 1 kilogram. Cancel the 1 kilogram. Change it. Change the whole thing. Cancel the 1 kilogram, not cancel 1. Yep, change it immediately. That's it. Yes. Do it for the water as well. So you stick with 1 unit. Now you go and do the question. You don't need to do conversion anymore because you have already done it by writing it on top of the 1 kilogram. Huh? How come now become $3? So which is which?
I read wrong.
No, I'm confused.
Eh?
Okay, which one you're doing now? You better write. Okay, so you need to write down what you are doing. If you're confused, you just highlight. Tell yourself, I'm doing for flat, I'm doing for chocolate, I'm doing for water. If you're confused, you can actually write in front. Yes, you can write in front so that you don't get confused. Just one word will do. You're supposed to write the word. Actually, you are supposed to write one word in front, even so the marker can actually understand better. All right. What's the unit? Yes, $6. Okay, next question. So, hello. I tell you the base is here and you show me the height is here. I tell you the base is here, right? And you show me this is the height. Hello. I already give you the base here and you tell me 2.8 is the base. That means basically you decide the base lah, not I decide the base. Did you follow instruction or not? I already give you the base here and then you go and do it your own way. You are very good, oh. How many rulers you need to find base?
2.
Then do it now. Or you don't have the rulers?
I need to take.
Go and take up.
Because my pencil case only got 1.
Yeah, please. Go and take, quick one. So you never read question, right? I give you the base, you go and find your own base. You sure or not?
Yeah, I'm a 0.
Oh, okay. So tomorrow during the exam, so you better read the question. They already give you the base, you don't go and create your own base. Once again, where is the unit? When are you going to write the unit? Okay, the first and the second is okay. Okay, go to the third one. Are you sure this is the height or not? This height looks so slanted to me. Okay, you answer me. Is this the height or not? Charmaine.
It's probably because my ruler wasn't balanced.
No, you just answer my question. Is this the height or not?
No.
I don't need to use a ruler to tell myself this height is so slanted. It's just like I ask you to stand up and I ask you to go and slant. This is exactly the Pisa Tower. You know what's Pisa Tower? The slanted tower in Italy.
Oh, yeah, I heard of it.
Okay, you don't give me the Pisa Tower. Okay, we do this. This is not the height. It's so slanted. I don't need you to be 100% correct, but at least not so slanted until it looks like a Pisa Tower in Italy. So that means the 6 is not right already. This looks more reasonable. How come the height is out of the figure, by the way?
Because this one cannot have the height inside the figure.
Oh, okay. I don't think the answer is 6 already, so you need to change for the height. Okay, can you tell me the base? I want to, okay, the base is where to where? Can you tell me the starting point and the end point for the base? Can you write down the starting point? Just give it a cross. Give it a cross, starting point and the end point. So basically you measure the starting point to the end point. That's the base.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Are you sure your height is out of the height in this question is out of the figure? Are you supposed to measure the base out of the figure? Are you sure? Can you highlight the base to me? Just highlight the base. Are you supposed to measure until the other cross?
No.
Then how come you draw your end point? How come you draw your end point out of the figure? Can you see your second cross is out of the figure already? Can you see your second cross is out of the figure? Yeah. Where you are supposed to write the second cross as the end point for the base. Then how come I see 3 crosses now? Correct. So you want to double check on the length. It looks like a 3 to me. It's not 5. Okay, well, okay. Do you know how come you suddenly measure is 9.9? And how come last time you measure is 5? Do you know why?
It's 4. It's 4.
Oh, okay. So how you are supposed to measure? So let's say if you don't zoom in, you don't zoom out. Right now, what is the length for the base? And then you go and measure the height using this. Don't zoom in and out. Once you decide this is the one, just measure base and height now. Don't go and zoom in and out, because if you zoom in and out, you are going to enlarge it or you are going to shrink it. So just measure the base and the height now without zooming in and out. Do it now. So if it's 4.9 and 6.2, then you have to use 4.9 and 6.2. Use a plastic ruler, then you won't affect the size. You see, just because you zoom in and out, right? Actually, the base and the height actually get affected. So you need to redo for the previous 2 figures. Once you decide on the 2, let's say once you decide on the zoom in and out, stop at there. So once you decide on this size, don't zoom in out, measure now. Hey, Charmaine, I think, right? Charmaine, stop. I think when you zoom in and out, something is not right. Actually, you need to go back to the original size. How do you go to the original size? Can you go to the plus and minus on top? You minus until 100%. That is the original size of the figure. 100, 100. Yes. You can click on, yeah. So this is the real size. You measure now. That is the original size. Huh? When you do question, that's the way to do it if you are using the Chromebook. Okay, but today I'm not going to waste time here. So next time, do you know how to measure the real height and the base?
Yeah.
Yeah, go back to 100%. Okay, next, 下一题. Multiply the sum of, okay, zoom into the first question, please. Okay, I see sum of, so I need to see a bracket. Okay, very good, times in. Okay, 很好. Okay, good, 下一题. Subtract from. Very good. So, wait. 你这题 you have some problem 呢? Wait. How come you have a first arrow and second arrow one in this case? Can you write bracket 2 plus 3 bracket minus 5 beside? Just beside this question, yeah. 2 plus 3 minus 6. How do you open a bracket in this case? Okay, when do you have, okay, can I ask you one question? I think you have forgotten. When do you use first arrow and second arrow?
Multiplication, division.
Yep. Then what is this?
Yeah, it's minus.
Are you supposed to use first arrow, second arrow?
No.
Then how come I see you use first arrow and second arrow in this case? So how do you open bracket for minus? You just strip off the bracket because the bracket is in front. You just strip off the bracket. Can you just remove the bracket? No need first arrow and second arrow. Just remove the bracket. What are you doing? Wait. What I asked you to do? I asked you to rewrite. Can you rewrite the first step? You just rewrite the first step. You just rewrite the first step. We start from the first step. Okay, given the bracket and given the minus, which one you do first?
Bracket.
Okay, so you're supposed to do the bracket first. And then now the bracket is in front, right? Can you see? So this is minus, right?
Yeah.
Are you supposed to have first arrow, second arrow?
No.
No, then without first arrow, second arrow, you just remove the bracket. Can you use an eraser? Just erase the bracket. Yes, that's it. Then you continue. So when you do minus, you don't need to use first arrow, second arrow. You just remove the bracket. But if you have, just now you say what, times or division, you have to use first arrow, second arrow. Okay, do it again. Yeah, continue. What's that one?
Plus.
Is this the way you write things? You have plenty of space and you are giving me just the tiny one. Okay, we take a 5-minute break, then we come back. All right. Okay. See you in a while. Hey, hello, welcome back. Okay, yep. Share your screen. Share your last question, I think. Okay, good. So over here, what do you have? You have a semicircle, and then you also have is it a square or rectangle? I don't know, but you have to figure it out. Then you have a triangle. Okay, good. So the base is 14, 12, okay. 13, 14, very good. Then okay, yes. Okay, good. Then, okay, good. So the unit is, yeah, so that's the total area. Okay, is this the last question?
Yeah.
Okay, do you have some other revision materials? For paper one? Because tomorrow is paper one.
I have that revision material that I sent you.
Pardon?
I don't think I have any more.
Okay, never mind. Then if you don't have, I think I have it here. You can stop share first. Okay, let me share. Okay. Share. All right. So, okay, look at this. This question. Question 7. Can you see? Can you do it on a piece of paper? Oh, by the way, QPS. QPS is this. QPS is here. This one is QPS. You know how to read angle, right? This is QPS. TSU is this. This is TSU. Okay, yeah. This is a 3-mark question. Let me see. Yeah, 3 marks, so about 3 minutes. So once you are done, let me know. Do it on a piece of paper. Let me go and grab a glass of water first. Cannot.
I need the bottom question.
Yeah, last one, right? Okay, reflex or PQS. PQS, where's PQS? Let me find it. PQS. Reflex means this one.
Okay.
Okay, let me quickly go through with you together. Okay. You don't need to tell me the answer first. Basically, I will do it here, and then you just verify your answer. QPS. So number one, they want you to find this one, right? So
yeah,
there are a few ways you can find. Okay, number one, this is 40, this is 40. You know why this is 40? Because you have a Z. Alternate. Right?
yeah, yeah.
So once it's 40, then now this is 120. Right? Can you see you have a C here also? Can you see your C?
Yeah.
So C is internal angle. So this is 60, right? Okay. So if this is 60, then this one is easy. This one is also 60. Why? Why? Because it's a F. Can you see a F? Corresponding angle? Cannot. Sorry, I messed up. Can you see a F? Yeah?
Yeah.
So 60, 60. So if this is 60, this is angle on a straight line. Right? So this one is 120. Am I right?
Yeah.
So this is 120. Then if they want to find the reflex, is 360 minus 40, which is 320. So 320 for this one, and 60 for this one, and then 120 for this one. These are the three answers. Are you correct or wrong?
The last one I got wrong.
Why? How come? I thought this is pretty easy. If you get this 40, so reflex means the outside one. How do you find outside one? One round is
360
minus of inside, right?
Yeah.
Then how come you are wrong?
I use wrong method because I see wrong.
What wrong method you use?
I use F, and then I never see the question properly.
You add. So basically you use 360.
No, I use F. I never see the question.
Then what's your answer for last one?
I put 240.
How can it be 240? Okay, how do you get 240?
I used the wrong.
Bro, how do you get 240? I just want to know.
360 minus 120 because I saw the diagram wrongly.
Okay, which one is 120 then? If you use minus 120, which one is 120? You go and minus it.
The S.
什么?
The S.
You are talking about this is 120? Are you saying this is 120?
I saw it wrongly.
No, like, so I'm just asking you, just answer my question. Are you seeing this as 120?
Yeah.
Okay, how can it be 120? Number one, 120 is more than 90, right?
Yeah.
More than 90, so it must be obtuse, right?
Yeah.
Can you answer me? Is this obtuse?
No.
Why not?
It's a acute angle.
How do you check?
Ruler.
Yes. So, in fact, this is also one technique this is also one technique I teach my students, including you. So how you check whether this is acute or non-acute? Just use a ruler. Use one angle of the ruler. So which angle you want to use? The corner, right?
Yeah.
So you just park it there. Can you see? Can you see it's less than? Can you see it's less than or not?
Yeah.
Can you see it's less than 90? So if it's less than 90, just now you say it's 120, it's wrong. Simple as that. Okay? And there's no way you can get it wrong because you look at, so basically if you get so what I'm trying to say is, how come you never question yourself? Can I quickly give you one question?
Yeah, okay.
What angle is this? What angle is this?
Acute.
Why?
It's less than 90.
Yeah, so basically you just use the corner of the ruler, you park it, you can quickly see already. At least you know whether it's acute or non-acute, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is also another way when you get an answer. Okay, so let's say if you get the answer for, let's say you are telling me this is 120, does it make sense?
No.
Why not?
Because it's like less than. It's more than 90 degrees.
Yeah, so doesn't make sense. This angle has to be less than 90 degrees, right? Because it's acute, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one way to test yourself. Then what about this?
Is that 12? Oh.
What about this angle? The green one.
Obtuse?
Obtuse, why?
More than.
Yep. So what you can do, quickly use a ruler. So use the one corner of the ruler, park it. You see it's more than? You see it's more than the 90?
Yeah.
More than by how much? By this much. This is 90, right? So it's more than by this much. Okay, so that's how you can quickly tell whether your answer makes sense or not. Okay, next.
Yeah.
So that means tomorrow, if you get some answer, you need to make sure that ask yourself, does it make sense? Okay.
Okay.
Next question. This one, they ask you for the total area of the garden, which is this one. How do you do it? This is the shaded area. So they ask you for the shaded area. How do you do this question then? Do it on a piece of paper now. Do it on a piece of paper now. Quick. Are you doing it on a piece of paper now?
I'm looking at the question.
Yeah, sure, but you should do it on a piece of paper now. What's the strategy, by the way?
What?
What's the strategy? The approach. What's the approach? Any idea? You have any idea or not?
The formula.
Yeah, lah, but no. Formula is formula. Asking for approach. What's supposed to be the approach? You know or you don't know? You know or you don't know?
I'm not sure.
So you have half a circle.
Yeah.
And then you have another half of your circle. And
Yeah.
now you are asked to find the shaded. So what's your strategy?
Shaded.
Yeah, lah, what's the strategy? How do you find the blue region here? What did you say here? How do you find the blue region?
Minus.
What minus what?
The small one and the big one.
Yes, use the big one minus the small one. The big one is the blue here. Can you see? And then minus the small one inside. So similar. Over here, you need to find the red.
Yeah.
Over here, you find the blue. Similar strategy. Go. Okay, do it on a piece of paper. So you have two semicircles. One big semicircle, one small semicircle. Find the blue region or find the shaded part, you just minus. Big minus small.
Okay.
So you have answer already?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. So let me just quickly, you verify your answer. So first you find out the big one, like, okay, so what I need to do, I need to find out the big one. Okay, I need to find out this, then minus this one, right? So this one,
Yeah.
the radius is 15 cm, right?
Yeah.
This one, the radius is 7.5 cm. Am I right?
Yeah.
So how do you find the area for semicircle? Half times pi r squared, 15 squared, minus half times pi r squared, 7.5 squared. Can you use your calculator and help me out? What's the answer? Yep, so just find out this for me. Use your calculator.
$88.3.
Do you get 88.3?
Yeah.
cm square, remember? Okay, so far so good.
Yeah.
So what's the strategy for such questions?
Big minus small.
Correct. Okay, next one. This one. 11B. Do it on a piece of paper. Can you see the question or not?
Yeah.
11B. A, no need. 2 marks. Give you about 2 minutes. Are you supposed to use your method or my method?
Your method.
Yep, do it. Once you finish, just WhatsApp your answer over. Can you annotate on my screen? Let me see. I think you can annotate on my screen, right? Can you? Then you just do it, lor, because you are using a computer. Can you annotate here? Try it.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, do it live, annotate. I should do what? No, I never disable, yeah? Try. Can you try to annotate on the screen now? Last time you did before what? I remember.
Yeah, but
Or you need to be the host. Okay, I make you the host first. Okay, I make you the host already. Can you annotate now?
no.
Last time you can, right? 为什么现在不可以 Can lah, you go annotate. I can annotate what? Can or cannot? 不可以啊
No.
And then do it on a piece of paper 咯 Do it on a piece of paper then. So once you are done, just WhatsApp your solution over. Hey, your camera is off. Charmaine, your camera is off. Hello, are you there, Charmaine?
Yeah, you under.
Oh, okay, now it's good.
I sent already.
Let me take a look. What's that? Loading. Okay. Hey, when you add, when you minus, how come you always make these mistakes? GST tax, plus or minus?
Plus.
Then what I see? Then you look at your solution, you plus or minus?
I minus.
Then what are you waiting for? 你在等什么？ And some of the 450 is the final price or original price?
Final.
Who says the final? Who say?
I think this price includes.
Very good. But are you supposed to minus or plus the 10%?
Plus.
Then what are you waiting for? Quickly do it on a piece of paper. Quick. Don't waste time. Once you realize you make a mistake, quickly just cross it out and redo. Entire question. Don't even look at the previous attempt. When are you going to correct this mistake? How come you always minus? How come? When are you going to minus? When?
Discount.
Then when are you going to plus? When are you going to plus?
Service charge.
Yes.
GST.
So over here is so quickly do it. WhatsApp the answer over. Are you done?
Yeah.
WhatsApp over.
I need to take my phone. My phone is charging.
Oh, how come you have so many things on? Quickly, do it. Quick. Less than a minute.
I sent already.
This time is better. Okay, you should add. Very good. Okay, next question. Hmm. 这题 5A. A only. They ask you to find a V given this. And then they also give you all the value already. Just use your calculator. Do it on a piece of paper. Show some working. 2 marks. 2 marks you need to give. You need to give working. 2 mark question, you need to give workings. So once you have completed it, then you just send it over. Oh, you can actually go to the canvas. Can you share a canvas? Then you can write already, right?
Yeah, but I cannot send.
Huh? You see, I can choose a whiteboard. Can you see my whiteboard now? Can you see the whiteboard or can you see the question?
The whiteboard.
Yeah, now so you can see the whiteboard, right? So can you annotate on the whiteboard now? Can you annotate on the whiteboard now? Cannot, cannot.
No.
Oh, okay, then never mind. Just do it on a piece of paper. Let me share the question. Okay. So once you are done, just send it over.
Okay.
Send over already?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have 2 times, okay, so just verify your answer. Let's verify together. So you have this 2a is 30, yeah, correct. Then you have the s is 13.2, correct. And then plus the 5 square, which is 25. Then you square root it. So the answer is 29. Oh, what app is this? So good.
No, it's one of my schools.
Very, very good. Okay, next question. Okay, what is the area of this thing? Question 1 only. A. So area of this, let me just this part. How do you do this part? Similar to the question I gave you. The one I gave you, composite figure, the last question, it has one more triangle. This one, just the semicircle itself, and the square. So yeah, what's the area? Yeah, quickly do it. Yeah, do it on a, I mean, do it on your this Chromebook app, then just WhatsApp over the answer.
Okay.
Send it over. Yeah, I received it already. Okay, so you have half times the 3.141 times 10 square. Yes, then you add with this. Yeah, correct. Very good. So this is your semicircle one. Then this is the two. So basically you add these two up, then that will be the area. Yeah. Yeah, good. This one. A and B. Oh, by the way, a swimming lesson is 40 minutes. So during the swimming lesson, right, you have the getting ready, you have swimming, you have getting dressed, then the ratio is 1:5:2. So how do you find the time taken for getting ready? How do you do this question? So I mean, getting ready is 1 unit. Can you see? Getting ready is 1 unit. Can you see or not?
Yeah.
Swimming is 5 units. Getting dressed is 2 units. Then the swimming lesson is 40 minutes. So the swimming lesson is how many units? Hello. One swimming lesson is how many units?
4.
One swimming lesson is 40 minutes. So how many units?
8.
Yes. Okay. So with this understanding, do the rest. So 40 minutes is 8 units. Then you use proportionality. So in fact, when you do unit question, you use proportionality. Okay. A and B. Do it on your Chromebook. Then after that, just WhatsApp the part A and part B over. Yeah. How do you find percentage increase? Part B. What's the formula?
Final minus initial over initial times 100%.
Correct. Yeah. So write down the formula first. Then after that, you sub in the value for part B. So once you are done, just send your solutions over. Send already?
No, I'm.
Oh, okay. How come you take so long? You should be very fast one.
I was looking at the question.
Which question?
B.
Okay.
Okay.
Send?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so 1 unit is 5. Yes, so the time taken to get ready is 5 minutes. Swimming. They ask, okay, so what's the time for swimming? Swimming time is 25, yes. 25 minutes, but they want to find the percentage of the lesson time that was spent. How do you find percentage? Percentage of the lesson time. How do you find percentage of the lesson time? Do you just convert? You understand my question? Do you just convert?
No.
Then how come you just convert? So what you're supposed to do if you don't just convert?
Something over the total.
Correct. Use 25 over the total. What's the total here?
40.
40. And then this is a fraction, right? Now they want the percentage. So you times 100%. Make sense?
Yeah.
Actually, next time, if you are asked for percentage, right? If you got 25, right? You convert straight away, right? You are going to get like some 1000%, right? So this answer is quite suspicious. Okay? So remember, percentage is not direct convert unless they want you to convert directly. But normally the question never asks you to convert. So if they want to ask, normally the question will be percentage of. Can you see percentage of? Can you see or not?
Yeah.
If percentage of, you need to use something over the total. Now they want percentage, you times 100%. All right. So what is your last one? Which one is the final? Final is 45, correct? Okay, 可以. So this one is good, but percentage increase is good. So if you see percentage of, right, next time, or fraction of, right, is always something over the total. Does it make sense now?
Yeah.
Okay, so before we end the lesson, I want to ask you the last question. What is the number pattern formula?
First number.
Hold on. Yeah, what's the number pattern formula? First number?
Minus.
Wrong. If you can't remember the formula, you are not going to get it correct tomorrow. First number?
Plus.
Plus what? You don't give me word by word. You give me just a whole sentence.
I know.
Tomorrow is your exam already and you still can't remember the formula. What the hell you are doing now?
I never think.
Okay, thinking good. No, you are too slow already. Difference. Times?
Times the
Bracket n minus 1. So in this case, which one is the first number?
two.
Yes. So what's the difference?
1
为什么?
plus 1 plus 1.
It's plus 1, not 1. It's plus 1. Okay, it's plus 1. What about this? What's the first number? What's the first
5.
number? 5. What's the difference?
2.
Wrong.
Minus 2.
Why minus 2?
5 minus 2 equals 3.
So, minus 2 or 2?
Minus 2.
When are you going to remember? When are you going to remember? When?
From today onward.
So if they ask you for the 100th number, how do you do it? How do you do the 100th? Huh?
Change the n to 100.
So once you change the n to 100, just punch this. Okay, you cannot punch calculator, so you need to do it on the spot. Okay, then you are going to get 5 minus 99 times 2 minus 193. So what's so good?
Yeah.
Remember the key. What's the key? The difference has to be, you need to include the the sign in front. Are you clear?
Yeah.
Plus 1 for this case. Minus 2 for this case. What's the formula? Number method.
Number.
Mm-hmm.
First number plus bracket minus difference bracket times.
Again. You better memorize the formula from today onwards. Okay? You go home and memorize until, because tomorrow you're getting it. Are you clear now?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think you are ready? Okay. Good. Any other question for me?
No.
By the way, how do you know how to read this question now?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you supposed to use the table for the average?
No.
Okay. Good. Okay. Good. So this question, right? Basically, they give you a graph, and then you need to list down all the score. Last time they don't give you a graph; they list down the score for you. You remember?
Yeah.
But this question they give you the graph instead. But anyway, you are supposed to know how to read it because I already give you an example. Okay. So tomorrow, good luck. Okay.
Okay.
So what you need to memorize?
The number pattern formula.
Yes. Go back and memorize. Okay. Good luck for tomorrow. See you again. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.